Hello everyone, and welcome back to Clan Generator. Last time, the 3 kits of Bounceskitter were trained up to be warriors and, well, 1 medicine cat by Bite-Iris, but unfortunately, the bold Tom met his end soon after at the claws of a badger. Now alone again, the 3 came upon a kitty pet, Weevilstripe here, who did have another name that took on a more clan-sounding name. She had found her 2 legs were gone after going on a journey hunting for a fox, and upon discovering the clan cats, decided to team up with them so that she wouldn't be alone, because she always did hate being alone. Yay, Bouncefoot is healthy again. His brother did the job as a medicine cat. Bouncefoot realized they were too harsh in their judgment of Fleetfreckle. Fleetfreckle is having a wonderful time discussing recent clan news with Bouncefoot. Partridgefur has snuggled up against Fleetfreckle, and Weevilstripe is talking with Bouncefoot. Perhaps Bouncefoot is warming up to the former kitty pet. Partridgefur checks up on the warriors. Weevilstripe is sparring with some clanmates. Bouncefoot wants to get to know Partridgefur better, and Fleetfreckle is eavesdropping on Bouncefoot. Gingerlight watches over Partridgefur. Applepaw thinks of advice to give to a medicine cat. Milkweed Swarm is curious about what Weevilstripe was doing. Lion Ember accidentally found themselves in Fleetfreckle's dreams the other night. And Waterstar is watching Hopeclan proudly. He didn't think that 2 little kits could make it far enough to try and rebuild their clan, but slowly the number of cats has gone up, even as they have given their own lives in the process. He hopes the clan will continue to survive. Weevilstripe suggests that the cats go out in 2s, so that they can watch each other's backs. This isn't usual for Hopeclan, but the others agreed after what happened to their mentor. Ooh, interesting. Okay, well, should we roll and see about a vision here? The prophecy is very much real, but due to ongoing issues with my internet, I can't roll for what it is at the moment. So, yeah, I guess Hopeclan isn't the best at deciphering that, being that their medicine cat hasn't been one for very long. Speaking of, time to go on herb gathering patrol. Oh, man, doubling down. Okay, well, we gathered rosemary, which is not ominous at all, but I should roll for this, but again, I don't have the generator right now, so yeah. I'm trying to pull up one on my phone using mobile data, so while I'm waiting for that, let's continue. Nothing of note happened this moon. Bouncefoot thinks Fleetfreckle isn't very considerate of others, so they're back to being upset at Fleetfreckle. Fleetfreckle is complaining that Bouncefoot never does anything helpful. Oh dear. Partridgefur is having a wonderful time discussing recent clan news with Weevilstripe, and Weevilstripe covered for Fleetfreckle on something minor. Weevilstripe's getting along with everyone, meanwhile the siblings are bickering. There's just a bit of dislike for Bouncefoot here. And meanwhile, Bouncefoot does not dislike Fleetfreckle at all. Partridgefur wishes they had an extra set of paws. Another medicine cat would be so good right now. Weevilstripe is grooming themselves thoughtfully. Bouncefoot is wondering if they would be a good swimmer, and Fleetfreckle wants to get to know Weevilstripe better. You did, last moon. Still not sure what it is, but thank you. 2 of them. I think I should not proceed. I can't risk losing any more cats. Well, I feel like these 2 might have proceeded, but at the same time, they know what happened to their mentor, and they don't want to make the same mistake. Aw, Weevilstripe comments they could not help but think of what legacy they would leave behind if StarClan called upon them. Partridgefur and Weevilstripe spend their time in the patrol discussing how, to StarClan, the end of life did not mean it was the true end. Even in StarClan, cats had a role to play. Weevilstripe's legacy would shine brighter than any star. Comforted by these words, Weevilstripe thanks Partridgefur and helps them bring back the herbs. Aww. Weevilstripe, having not been in the clan very long, was thinking about what would happen if they died soon. Would they even be remembered at all? But Partridgefur has a way of comforting cats, and she is successful in making Weevilstripe feel better. Ooh. Yes, this is Puzzle, who we didn't get. And she nearly got caught in a two-leg trap. We got new moss in our nest, so that's nice. Bouncefoot admires how brave Partridgefur is. Fleetfreckle shares a joke about a neighboring clan with Weevilstripe. Partridgefur and Fleetfreckle heckled another clan together. You should not be doing that. You have 4 cats in your entire clan. Oh dear. Weevilstripe thinks about how Partridgefur is always reliable. Partridgefur eavesdrops on Bouncefoot. Weevilstripe feels happy. Bouncefoot stares into space. Fleetfreckle carefully curates their appearance to be dazzling, but not too dazzling. Okay. And wonder who Fleetfreckle's trying to impress. Puzzle is exploring. I feel like Bouncefoot will want to go close, but well, she is a former kitty pet. Weevilstripe is. Oh no, I don't want to. Ah! Slyly, Bouncefoot uses the chance to get food, practicing their best kitty pet impression until just the right moment before darting forward and making off with a sandwich in their mouth. I think Bouncefoot got some pointers from Weevilstripe there. The two make quite the team. Bouncefoot is just so pretty, and he decides to use that to his advantage, but of course it's Weevilstripe's strategies that help him out here. This could mean a queen and their kits. Oh, yep. Instead, they find a queen who has lost their life in a harsh kidding, their newborn kits clinging to a body that will never move again. Partridgefur instantly wraps themselves around the kits and starts thinking about what they'll need to do to move them to camp. Now we have Peckhalt's ghost. Brownkit has joined the clan. Nimblekit has joined the clan. We have saved 2 newborn kits. I'm not sure if the members of the clan really know what to do. After all, none of them are currently nursing. How are they supposed to care for them? But Partridgefur remembers something about a certain herb that can help activate milk flow. And giving that herb to Weevilstripe, Weevilstripe is able to nurse the kits. Poor little Brownkit is insecure, never knowing her real mother, but the clan will do their best to care for her. And Nimblekit is bullying, probably dealing with the loss in a bit of a different way than her sister. Since Weevilstripe is going to be nursing the kits, I feel it's right to set her as an adoptive parent for them. And so she will adopt these 2 as her own. Last time I heard this, it was wolves, so no. Oh no, Partridgefur climbed a tree and fell. Luckily they were only bruised. I imagine he was doing that to try and collect some leaves or other herbs from that tree. Bouncefoot complains about something Fleetfreckle did. Fleetfreckle appreciates how Brownkit always seems to ask how they're doing. Partridgefur is complaining that Nimblekit never just makes them help. Partridgefur, they're just a kit. I imagine Nimblekit probably just gets all over the place and also is bullying her sister, so Partridgefur isn't too fond of that. Maybe even Nimblekit tears up the herbs a little bit. Weevilstripe appreciates how Partridgefur seems to ask how they're doing. Brownkit plays moss ball with Partridgefur, and Nimblekit is telling a story to Fleetfreckle. Also, that's adorable. Even though Weevilstripe is set as the kit's adoptive parents, I feel like the whole clan has just adopted these kits. I could do that, but I'm not going to do that. Because everybody in this clan is probably going to end up being related anyway, one way or another. I'm not going to help the game do that. So, Anyway, but I feel like everybody has kind of taken these kits on, and it's adorable. Partridgefur is on a mission to find Lungwort. The cats search and search until their paw heads are sore and their muscles exhausted, but they just can't find Lungwort anywhere. Oh no. Man, they got sore. That's great. Why? Always efficient. Alright, well this one it says no one can make sense of. Also, this camp, I just always have to sit and look at this camp for a second because it's gorgeous. Good, Partridgefur has healed both his bruises, his soreness, and Weevilstripe's soreness. Bouncefoot and Partridgefur gladly swap prey. Fleetfreckle is surprised to hear Bouncefoot express an ideal they can agree with. Fleetfreckle, Partridgefur, and Nimblekit took a sunbath and had a nice talk. Partridgefur surprises Weevilstripe with something nice. Weevilstripe wishes they could get their pelt to shine like Nimblekit's. Whatever. Bouncekit is having a wonderful time discussing recent clan news with Weevilstripe. Bouncekit, Partridgefur, and Fleetfreckle took a sunbath and had a small little talk. Nimblekit said something that rubbed Fleetfreckle the wrong way. Little Bouncekit has the best relationship with Partridgefur. Well, she also has a good relationship with her sister, Nimblekit. But out of all the other cats, Partridgefur is the one she's really taken a liking to. Little Nimblekit also likes Partridgefur. He just must have a way with kits. But mostly, she's only comfortable with her sister. Meanwhile, neither of them seem to have interacted with Bouncefoot at all. I think that Weevilstripe would warn them not to catch this rabbit. They know that it's been poisoned by twolegs, probably. And, well, Fleetfreckle would convince his brother not to go for it. Nice. Partridgefur this time climbs a tree and gets some oak leaves. Bouncefoot caught Nimblekit complaining about them behind their back. Fleetfreckle had a difficult conversation with Nimblekit, and they now have a deeper understanding of each other. Partridgefur is checking on Nimblekit. Weevilstripe appreciates Bouncefoot telling them they had a feather stuck to their face. Bouncekit caught Nimblekit in a lie. Nimblekit appreciates Fleetfreckle telling them they had a feather stuck to their face. I like how the kits are interacting with everybody except their adopted mother. He's like, they're like, oh, okay, I've been nursed by you, now let's go interact with everybody else, because you're boring. Partridgefur thinks they're going crazy, perhaps with these kits underfoot. Weevilstripe tries to set a good example for younger cats. Bouncefoot spars with some clanmates. Fleetfreckle wishes Nimblekit would play more quietly. Bouncekit hates making mistakes. And Nimblekit is scratching everything they can get their claws on. Ooh, Partridgefur has a secret. Interesting. Oh, that is not at all ominous. Yeah, that's great. Just great, Gingerlight. Just great. Why do I always feel like the senior cats are the ones that, like, have the most doom? Like, I don't know. It must just be. I don't know. It's like in this clan and in one of my non-YouTube clans that happens. But it's fine. Ooh, Peckholt is maintaining territory. She was also a rogue. I wonder if she might be in a group of StarClan-like rogues. Very interesting, that idea. No! We're not dumb enough. This seems oddly non-descriptive. Bouncefoot marks a little, but they reach a section where the border is muddled, and they have to give up and go home. Oh no. That worsened our relations with Moss Clan. Well, at least Bouncefoot is not killed or anything. That's what I thought was going to happen. Bouncefoot had a disagreement with Bouncekit. Fleetfreckle thinks Bouncekit is very helpful, meanwhile. Partridgefur didn't notice Nimblekit twitching their whiskers at them. Weevilstripe overheard a joke from Nimblekit they didn't get. Weevilstripe bristles after being scolded by Nimblekit. Bouncekit is really surprised Weevilstripe's life isn't as easy as they thought it was. Nimblekit reminds Fleetfreckle to grab something from the fresh kill pile if they haven't already. Partridgefur checks up on the warriors. Weevilstripe goes to help a kit that stumbled over their bone paws. Aww. Bouncefoot is worried others are judging them. Fleetfreckle is feeling quite lazy today. Bouncekit is worried about Nimblekit, and Nimblekit wants to be big someday. Puzzle got pet by a twoleg, probably much to her annoyance. That's also ominous. An omen of things to come to Nimblekit, who Gingerlight saw the demise of, is looking to visit Bouncekit in a dream soon. That's interesting. And Applepaw is curious about what Bouncekit is doing. Peacoat refuses to leave their territory. Perhaps their territory in life is what Peacoat is talking about. I'm not quite sure. Ooh. Oh no. Oh well. Well, let's proceed. Well, I don't think it's that big of a deal. It is a little bigger of a deal now that we have some kits. But after all, they did return with lots of prey. And it does seem like a Bouncefoot thing to do. Meanwhile... Oh no. Well, we didn't catch that fish. Look, can you spot the kit that's blending in well? There they are! Oh no, in the dead of leaf there, Weevilstripe has gotten yellow cough. Probably leading to their clanmates worrying about the she-cat. Bouncefoot thinks Fleetfreckle was nice to them today. Fleetfreckle mews congratulations to Nimblekit for a job well done. Partridgefur sees that Nimblekit's piece of prey looks tastier and asks if they'd like to swap. Weevilstripe swaps favorite prey with Partridgefur. Weevilstripe saw Bouncekit being considerate. Bouncekit thinks Bouncefoot is being annoying. Nimblekit comes up with a plan to sneak out of camp with Partridgefur. I feel like Partridgefur is entertaining the kids' fantasies a little, but not going to actually let the kids sneak out and leave Bear. Or perhaps Partridgefur will let them go a little bit beyond the camp wall, as long as they're watching. Partridgefur chatters at birds in the trees above. Weevilstripe is worried about Nimblekit, but of course, perhaps she's worried that Nimblekit won't be able to go on very well without her. Bouncefoot is helping to escort the medicine cat to gather herbs. Fleetfreckle is grooming their already silky soft coat. I think Fleetfreckle is a little obsessed with the way they look. Bouncekit is wishing Nimblekit would play more quietly. She doesn't think Nimblekit realizes the state their mother is in. Nimblekit is busy mastering a battle move they're performing incorrectly, oblivious to their adopted mother's condition. I get a vision from StarClan, hoping that it means the recovery of Weevilstripe. But unfortunately, they can't make any sense of it. Fleetfreckle corners and catches a rabbit all on his own. He's very proud of himself. Brownpaw carefully touches noses with their new mentor. Oh no, Bouncefoot has gotten yellow cough as well. This is not looking good for our clan. Brownpaw and Nimblepaw are both apprenticed to Fleetfreckle, but with Bouncefoot and the other unable, with Bouncefoot and Weevilstripe unable to take an apprentice due to having yellow cough. But Brownpaw looks nervous and intimidated, and that's when Partridgefur has an idea. We'll get back to that in a minute. As Nimblepaw touches noses with Fleetfreckle, I hope they'll do something that will really impress the clan on their first day. Maybe they could catch a big fat rabbit or chase off a fox. That'll show the clan they're the best apprentice anyone's ever seen. Nimblepaw is definitely enthused. Bouncefoot is surprised Partridgefur's life isn't as easy as they thought it was. Seeing his brother working so hard, not getting much sleep, trying to save both him and Weevilstripe, he realizes being a medicine cat really is work. It isn't just lazing around picking plants. Fleetfreckle tried to bring Bouncekit's behavior up to them, but it turned into a fight someone else had to break up. Oh gosh. Partridgefur reminds Weevilstripe to grab something from the fresh kill pile if they haven't already. Weevilstripe and Bouncefoot heckled another clan at the gathering together. Even though they're sick, they're just like, ha ha ha, we have yellow cough. Okay. Weevilstripe saw Bouncekit being considerate. Fleetfreckle smiles at Brownpaw whenever they meet. Nimblepaw caught Weevilstripe complaining about them behind their back. Here is Brownpaw. Who is right on cue? Who is right on cue? Never mind. I forgot I'm not allowed to set a cat to be a medicine cat. I think. Hold on just a second. Yes, unfortunately I can't. Even though Brown Paw appears to be a good candidate, she isn't convinced that she would be good enough. So she will continue on in her training under Fleetfreckle. Also, we can have a look at her apprentice, right? She is gorgeous with her copper eyes, and Nimblepaw is helping to reinforce the camp wall with brambles. She is a bloodthirsty but oddly insightful young cat, and a gorgeous tortie. I think all of the cats would go out on an herb gathering patrol, although Nimblepaw probably doesn't want to. She isn't allowed yet to go out and patrol on her own. Well, maybe I should have her sneak out of camp. Well, not yet. We will have her grumble as she goes along. Sometimes Partridgefur finds themselves nearly giddy with gratefulness for evergreens, plants that scoff at leaf fare and grow to spite it. The sound and effect of the plant juniper calms, not induces euphoria. This is just the relief of still having a fresh herb source in leaf fare, and the warmth of having their clanmates there to help them gather. Let's hope it's enough. Oh no. Bouncefoot has died of yellow cough. No! Bouncefoot! And Brownpaw has become non-binary. Nimblepaw got a running nose, and now we have Bouncefoot dead. Okay. Time to read vigils. Fleetfreckle fusses gently with Bouncefoot's fur, hiding the evidence of what killed them. They want to remember them as they were in life, not like this. Nobody can comfort Fleetfreckle during the vigil. They're absolutely inconsolable, convinced that they'll never feel normal again without Bouncefoot beside them. Partridgefur fusses gently with Bouncefoot's fur, hiding the evidence of what killed them. They want to remember them as they were in life, not like this. Partridgefur wonders if maybe, if they're lucky, Bouncefoot might visit them in a vision from StarClan. Moments of Bouncefoot's life are shared in stories around the circle of mourners, as those that were closest to them take them to their final resting place. Fleetfreckle has drawn the ire of Nimblepaw by deliberately taking the last of their favorite nesting materials for themselves. Partridgefur gives advice to Brownpaw. Weevilstripe had a disagreement with Brownpaw about something or other. Brownpaw asks Fleetfreckle how they're doing. Nimblepaw finds a bit of fluff that smells like Weevilstripe and adds it to their nest. And the vigils again. Partridgefur thinks about taking on a new apprentice. He just can't do it all on his own. Weevilstripe tries to set a good example for younger cats. She tries to be strong. She can't die and leave these kids without a mother once more. Fleetfreckle wants to get to know Weevilstripe better. He is currently grief-stricken, unable to work. Brownpaw was cast with blinding nests with fresh moss today. Nimblepaw is feeling down. How could her clanmate have died? She's never experienced stuff like this before. Her mother died before she was even old enough to really remember, but this, it just brings her feelings of inadequacy back into focus. Brownpaw tells Partridgefur about a dream they had last night. Hopefully it's StarClan. Maybe they haven't abandoned Hopeclan. But unfortunately, it seems that it wasn't StarClan after all. Nimblepaw sneaks out alone, with rarely any training, unable to stand being in camp or gathering plants at a time like this. Well, at least they got some fresh kill, even on their own. They're scolded a bit, but they feel it was worth it. Puzzle has started thinking about those twolegs, the ones that pet her. She's jealous of kitty pets, the way they live, and she wonders if keeping to her principles is really worth it. Seeing her son die, Bounceskitter wishes she could have been there to help. She knows she was a great medicine cat, and she wants to be back alive again, able to help her clan, really help them. Bouncefoot has now joined his mother in self-repelt. Peacoat is remembering their good times, how she wishes she hadn't left so soon. Weevilstripe recovered from yellow cough. She's relieved that she won't have to leave her adopted children alone. Nimblepaw's running nose also healed, and soon after she fought a fox. She was barely even hurt. Nimblepaw gets quite the scolding, but she doesn't care. She's doing what needs to be done to help this clan. Fleetfreckle challenged Partridgefur to spar with them, no longer having Bouncefoot as a sparring partner. Partridgefur agrees, realizing why Fleetfreckle tried to get Partridgefur to spar, even though Partridgefur isn't much good at it. Partridgefur is basking in the sun with Nimblepaw, trying to keep the apprentice company. Weevilstripe thinks the prey Nimblepaw is biting into looks delicious. Brownpaw helps Nimblepaw pick the burrs out of their fur, and Nimblepaw stands tall when Partridgefur walks by. Partridgefur counts and recounts the poppy seeds. He must be prepared. He must always be prepared. Weevilstripe is eavesdropping on Brownpaw. Fleetfreckle is eavesdropping on Nimblepaw. Brownpaw swaps new techniques with Nimblepaw. And Nimblepaw eavesdrops on Partridgefur. What is even going on? Why is everyone just watching each other from the shadows? Puzzle plays with some kits that she stumbled upon? I'm not really sure. Bounceskitter is ready to send an omen. At least she can do something to help her clan. Peacoat thinks about how they defended their territory in life and laments that they cannot in death. Peacoat is just constantly obsessing over her territory. With Weevilstripe recovered, she takes the two on their first, official training session with the warrior, as they had only gone on really herb gathering sessions before. The patrol notices a commotion and finds two squirrels chasing each other across the forest floor. The squirrels are far too excited and quick. They slip right out from between the patrol's claws. Weevilstripe comforts the two cats. She tells them a story of how she had once of how the same thing had happened to her as a young cat. With New Leaf having won against the Snows of Leaf Bear, it's far safer to go gather juniper needles from the trees. Even evergreens make sure to send out new leaves and new leaf, and Partridgefur snips off the new, still soft needles, taking them home for Hopeclan. Fleetfreckle's grief has finally begun to lessen. Brownpaw was seen playing with a kitty pet over the border. Perhaps Brownpaw's made a friend, or something else. Nimblepaw is feeling much better. Their bruises are gone. Fleetfreckle nods politely as Partridgefur passes by. Partridgefur is sparring with Nimblepaw. Weevilstripe is stuttering while speaking to Partridgefur. Weevilstripe wishes they could get their pelt to shine like Nimblepaw's. Brownpaw is letting Partridgefur share their struggles with them, and Nimblepaw goes to Partridgefur to ask for their wisdom. Partridgefur is making sure none of the herbs get mixed up. Weevilstripe tries to set a good example for younger cats. Fleetfreckle wonders if StarClan has given Partridgefur any prophecies lately. Brownpaw wants to be taught an advanced hunting move. Nimblepaw wants to compare catches with Brownpaw. I think we might already know what Brownpaw's secret is. Puzzle is spending more and more time among twolegs. Perhaps she'll go for that kitty pet life after all. Fleetfreckle goes out with Nimblepaw. Nimblepaw notices some suspicious paw prints in the mud beneath the canopy. Nimblepaw soon realizes that the paw prints smell of Hopeclan. Somebody must have wandered through this section of the border recently, but it's not a threat. Weevilstripe, meanwhile, takes out the other apprentice. The patrol comes across a mouse. Brownpaw pounces on the mouse with a squeak of surprise from both prey and apprentice. It seems the young cat is learning to hunt under Weevilstripe's direction. Partridgefur heads out alone to look for cobwebs. They find plenty of cobwebs, gently collecting them on ends of sticks. No cat will have the chance to bleed out, for now, with so many cobwebs to staunch their wounds. Partridgefur tells themselves they can't let those feelings consume them. Instead, they'll have to learn to live with Bouncefoot's death. Nimblepaw, meanwhile, got a stomachache. Fleetfreckle chats quietly with Weevilstripe while they're both on camp guard duty. Partridgefur is sparring with Nimblepaw. Weevilstripe saw Partridgefur the other day and did get a chance to meow hello. Watching Nimblepaw stalk silently around camp makes Weevilstripe feel uneasy. Ooh, interesting. Brownpaw apologized to Weevilstripe for something or other. Nimblepaw appreciates Brownpaw telling them they had a feather stuck to their face. Partridgefur eavesdrops on Fleetfreckle. Weevilstripe eavesdrops on Nimblepaw. And Nimblepaw, no. But Fleetfreckle doesn't want to go on patrol with Nimblepaw. Brownpaw is complimenting another apprentice on their hunting crouch. He compliments his sister because her hunting crouch has improved so very much. Nimblepaw fell into the nearby creek yesterday and is still feeling damp. Well, her hunting crouch may have improved, but unfortunately not much else has. Puzzle then plays with those kits. Perhaps they're kits that the two-leg owns. That's not good. About what? Peacolt has given up on sulking about their territory, finally using their time as a cat in the afterlife. Just leisurely stroll around and take in the scenery they couldn't in their life. Ooh. Yes, please. Oh. The loner ultimately decides not to join. Weevilstripe curses under her breath as the loner leaves. If only Fleetfreckle had been on the patrol. She feels she doesn't have enough communication skills to convince anyone. Meanwhile, Fleetfreckle finds a squirrel. It's alerted by a bird's alarm call, and the squirrel climbs up a tree. Greenleaf is truly the best time of year to be a medicine cat, with the world so full of flowers and green growth. The soft rose-like scent of the mallow bushes drifts around Partridgefur as they work. They snip off clumps of large, fuzzy, three-nub leaves and the occasional pink flower to be taken back to camp. Here is Norman, who did not join us. He is a 73-moon-old male, who is strict and a camp keeper and good hunter. Unfortunately, we didn't get him to join. But we'll be watching him as he goes about his life. And that is where we're going to end off for today. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Hopeclan, with some interesting things occurring. Us finding Nimblepaw and Brownpaw's kits, taking them in, and raising them up to be apprentices. Unfortunately, Bouncefoot did die, but the clan has started to recover from that. Slowly but surely we gain members, just at a little faster pace than we're losing them. And hopefully Hopeclan will make it. If you did enjoy this episode, be sure to like and subscribe to see more content like this, and I will see you all next time.